So after having one of the most historic seasons ever, Saquon Barkley will now be on the Madden 26 cover. So pretty cool stuff for Saquon Barkley. It's quite an honor to be on the cover of Madden, even though I'd say the Madden curse still kind of somewhat exists. I feel like 10 years ago it was a lot more prevalent, but I feel like over the past 5-10 years, some people definitely have broken that curse. Shout out to Calvin Johnson in 2013. He had a pretty historic season, even after being on the cover back 12 years ago. But even if you just take a look at the Madden 25 cover, that was Christian McCaffrey. And I feel like we're all very well aware of the season he had a year ago. So, will the Madden curse hit Saquon Barkley in the 2025 season? I guess we'll have to see. You know, Saquon Barkley definitely has an injury history, and I thought it was pretty miraculous that he was pretty much completely healthy through the entirety of the season a year ago. Yeah, he was banged up a little bit, and he didn't play in the season finale. You compare that to previous years of his career, he suffered some pretty serious season-ending injuries in his past. So if I were a betting man, if I had to make a bet on this, I think he will probably get hurt this season based on what I just touched on. Plus, maybe I'm a little superstitious and the fact that we saw what happened to McCaffrey a year ago. So you let me know if you think the Madden curse is going to hit Saquon Barkley. Curious to hear your opinion. And just recently, Saquon was asked about the chances of the Eagles repeating in 2026. He had this to say: "Success is not an accident. We know the recipe. We know what it takes. We can't skip any steps to get where we want to go. With the talent that we have and the coaches that we have, we'll be in a good position." Now, obviously, I feel like the Eagles are the clear favorite to win the Super Bowl this upcoming season. And they're definitely in a great position to go back-to-back. Now, since the year 2000, the Patriots went back-to-back in 03, 04, and the Chiefs did it in 22 and 23. So in the last 20-ish years, only two franchises have done that. Will the Eagles do it this year? Repeat as back-to-back champions? You let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think they have a good shot? And honestly, man, as long as they could stay healthy, I think they will definitely at least be back in the NFC Championship game. Will they make the Super Bowl? Will they win it? We'll have to see. But as long as they stay healthy, as long as Barkley's on the field, Jalen Hurts is available as well because, he also got banged up a little bit a year ago. As long as the main pieces on that team stay healthy and they just don't get obliterated with injuries, at the very least, I see them making an NFC Championship appearance. Now, making it to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl, I just feel like a lot has to go right. I'm really intrigued on who is going to come out of the AFC in this upcoming season. I hope it's not the Chiefs. I don't want to see them in the Super Bowl again. And even hypothetically, if it is the Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl in 2026, why would the Chiefs win? Why would the result be any different? I'm sure Andy Reid would make adjustments, a lot of them I'd hope, but personnel-wise, I feel like the Chiefs didn't really do a lot this offseason. Sure, we have to see how their draft picks pan out, but I don't know. I feel like they didn't really do too much. I feel like they didn't get a lot better, and it was such a mismatch in the Super Bowl. Unless they play in Arizona again, where the turf is extremely slippery and not good, where the Eagles pass rushers can't get to Mahomes, I don't really see the Chiefs beating the Eagles if hypothetically they do see each other again in February 2026. And by the way, the Super Bowl will take place in San Francisco, so I think the grass, the turf will be completely normal there. And prior to hitting record on this video, I just read a pretty interesting quote from Saquon Barkley. He was asked if he wants to go out like Barry Sanders. Some reporter just asked him that, and he had this to say about it. quote, I'll probably be one of those guys that it'll be out of nowhere. I'll probably just wake up one day, whether it's next year or 2 years or 4 years, and just be like, yeah, it's over. I don't think I'll ever lose that passion. I'm just a competitor. The competitive nature is always going to be there. I think it's kind of easy to overanalyze that quote, but at the same time, man, he just said he's a competitor. And he just had one of the most historic NFL seasons of all time. Not only did he have a historic season, he won a Super Bowl. Barry Sanders never won a Super Bowl. Adrian Peterson never won a Super Bowl. There's a lot of iconic RBs that have never won a Super Bowl, let alone have a great season. And you pair that with a Super Bowl in 1 year. I mean, what more can you ask for? Even if you take a look at Aaron Donald, he retired pretty young, in my opinion, early 30s. I feel like he still had a lot left in the tank to play. I feel like he could have been playing for like 6 more years probably if he really wanted to. But he won a Super Bowl. That was his goal. And I'm just saying, Eagles fans, you should really appreciate where you are right now and where this team is right now, because it's probably not going to last very long, especially with that quote, man. And also with what just happened a season ago. A lot of dreams came true a year ago, and based on that quote, I don't know. I don't know. Hypothetically, if the Eagles repeat as back-to-back champs, it could be Saquon's last year. You never know. I know that's crazy, but hypothetically, what if he suffers another serious injury again, and it's a long rehab, and he's already a Super Bowl champion, and he already had one of the best seasons as a running back ever in NFL history? I'm just saying, really appreciate this moment, really appreciate this season, because it's probably not going to last much longer as far as having Saquon Barkley as your running back. I'm sure for the next 5 years, the Eagles will always be a competitive team. Of course, right now is their Super Bowl dynasty window. So yeah, man, was not really expecting to see that quote from Saquon Barkley today. Just a healthy reminder that everything is temporary. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just enjoy it. So let me know what you think about Saquon Barkley being on the next Madden cover. Do you think they'll repeat? And how long do you think Saquon will keep playing in the NFL? Let me know in the comments below. If you made this far, please subscribe, like the video, help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
The top team in the AFC East will be kicking it away and getting this game started. Browns back, ready to field the opening kick. The Jets are at the line of scrimmage and loading up that line with an extra tight end. Masons met after a gain of 3.
The defense, when they have you backed up against your own end zone, they're expecting you to run the football. They were ready, and they stopped the team for a short gain.
The Steelers with 2 extra defensive backs in the dime. 2nd down and 7. He'll throw it over the middle. Tried to find his target over the middle, but that pass goes incomplete.
That's what you expect in the NFL nowadays from the players, especially these receivers. They're so aggressive, so athletic. They go all out for every catch. That time he just lets it all go. Not able to make the catch, but I'll give him an A for effort.
No one's going to get him now. The 10, going to take it home for the touchdown. They built up a nice lead. And The Jets have put together a tremendous offensive performance here today, but it's still just a one-possession game because their defense hasn't done its end of it.
Yeah, the offense loves situations like this. They love it when they're playing really well. The defense is struggling, and that way they know the offensive coach and the head coach are going to keep being aggressive in their play calls, and they got confidence. I think they'll go out there and have success again.
The Jets offense is still out there as we get the second quarter underway. And the second quarter is underway with this snap. Tackles made.